Shall I do like a introduction? So we're here today on the TD couch with Steve. So Steve, you were up in Manchester last week, met some clients, had a look around some of the sites. Tell us, how did you get on? What was your thoughts on what's going on in Manchester?
I really enjoyed it. Manchester right now, I think, is a vibrant city, and there was a lot going on. I was surprised that especially with the times that we're having during COVID right now, there's so much construction going on. There was cranes all over the city, and it just seemed like there was a lot of regeneration going on in the area.
Have you been there recently, or?
I haven't actually been for about 5 years.
So it's totally different.
It is totally different. I was happy to see Old Trafford still there, still standing.
For now.
But I hadn't seen the Beecham Tower before, Deansgate.
Beetham Tower.
Beetham Tower, One Regent. We was allowed to actually go onto site. Denny, which is the project manager, really nice guy, took us up onto the 8th floor, and we were east facing. Really got me to get a good perspective of kind of what a prospective tenant would
I saw
see.
some of the pictures. They look amazing. Nice views out
nice
over
views.
city centre and Salford. And, fantastic.
Exactly, really, and it just gave me a good picture of what it would be like for a tenant to live there. And to be honest, I'm that target demographic myself. I'm 29 now, and I would love to live in an apartment that had kind of the amenities that we kind of, the developer provides, with a gym on site, concierge, etc.
That's the thing. I mean, down in London, there's a few developments like that, I guess, but they're so expensive, aren't they? There's few and far between. You're in prime central London, so most people in London live on the outskirts. Whereas Manchester, there's so many of these amazing schemes to choose from. It's just great, isn't it? People like yourself.
Really nice, and not just that. There was a retail park just across the road, and I just felt like I could live, and everything I wanted was in 10 minutes radius of where I was going. Me and Stuart actually took a cab in, a black cab, and it only cost us £6.
From one side to the other?
No, from Piccadilly, from Manchester Piccadilly, from the train station to the development in a black cab for £6.
It took probably about 5 minutes.
Yeah, literally 5 minutes, so I could have run it on a good day.
Yeah, there you go, yeah. I mean, it's amazing though, isn't it? Just to see what's happening there.
Yeah.
Same every time we go up there and you just see, it's transforming, it's amazing.
Yeah, and I was really surprised. Again, we're in Mayfair down here, but just how busy it was. Like Regent Road was super busy. There was people kind of all over the place, and that really, and it was young. That's what really actually stuck out to me. Sorry, the student population was really evident. A lot of young people, a lot of foreign exchange students. It looked like, and we was actually able to go up to Anco. And see the Anco area, which again, really great developments. We was able to go into a square which had a communal area, and even right now at the time, I think there was like a good 30-40 people kind of sitting down and eating dinner, and it really gave you a good picture of during normal times kind of how vibrant the city would be.
I mean, if it's like that now, imagine post-COVID, everyone's allowed out and maybe even busier. So what would you say to an investor who's considering Manchester as a place to invest? Why is that somewhere that they should look at?
For many reasons, but probably just the variation of developments in the area, the pricing of what we looked at over at Wardour, compared to somewhere like Anco, and the quality of finishes in each. If you looked at one, I think the pricing for Wardour is very reasonable. Gives a lot of scope for capital appreciation. I know it's 2 years away, but that rental yield will come in, the rentability of it for all the reasons we've discussed earlier. But then kind of going over to Anco and just kind of seeing a different feel. We looked at a building which was actually transformed. I think it was built in 1880. Wow. Yeah, and that building was transformed into a block of flats. And we went in there, the ceiling was 3 meters high.
So even though they're older buildings and maybe slightly higher price, there's still massive potential there.
Exactly.
For an investor, with Manchester, it's not just one development, there's other developments, but as a city, you can see there's a lot going on there and a lot of opportunity.
So much opportunity, and what I'm trying to kind of really get down to there. There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
There's not one size fits all.
Mm-hmm.
If you were an investor that's looking for a bit higher quality, you can find that. If you're looking for an investor for capital appreciation, you can find that. I think for most importantly, if you're an investor looking for rental yield and rentability, Manchester's the place to be.
Yeah.
Like the regeneration in the area going on was evident to see with the naked eye, and during COVID.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's not, obviously, I know you said there's a lot of cranes there, and yes, there are lots of developments going on, but it's not all residential. There's a lot of new office developments going on. But B, they need the residential apartments.
100%.
There's a lot of people moving there. You speak to letting companies, and I think you had a chat with a few. Occupancy rates are massive.
Yeah, we spoke to a letting company, and we were told, I think it was 95% occupancy rate, which is
Amazing.
is off the scale. And with that, kind of, as we know right now, the demand for houses in the UK has been vastly outstripped. The supply is outstripping the supply. And it was evident to see people need houses.
Yeah.
And I think Manchester is kind of at the forefront of really bridging that gap and giving that supply to the market right now.
Fantastic. Excellent. Well, very good. And look forward to hearing and seeing how things progress over the next few years there.
100%. I think I went there 5 years ago, and if I was to go in another 5 years, it's going to look totally different. And one of the people that we spoke to there was actually a student who's come back and actually works in the city, the highest student retention rate in the country right now. Can't prove it.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. Cool. Well, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, great to speak to you, Ollie.
Thanks a lot.